In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. And William and I have been doing everything we can to process and manage this privately for the sake of our young family.
Everything seemed picture perfect until it wasn't. Behind the royal smiles and elegant appearances, an earth-shattering truth quietly unfolded. Prince William, the future king, was brought to tears by news no husband ever wants to hear. As Kate Middleton bravely faced a devastating diagnosis, the strength of their marriage was put to the ultimate test. The weight of royal duty collided with the raw, personal pain of a family in crisis. What happened behind palace doors that left William so emotionally broken, yet determined to protect his wife? The diagnosis that shattered the palace, Kate's illness. When most people picture royalty, they imagine luxury, grand castles, designer wardrobes, and fairy tale moments captured in golden frames. But beneath all the glitter and public smiles, there's a side of royal life that's rarely seen, a side marked by quiet suffering, private battles, and overwhelming emotional strain. Life under a microscope might look glamorous from the outside, but for those living inside the gilded cage, every move, every breath, every whispered word carries weight, especially when the news is as devastating as a cancer diagnosis.
In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous.
Kate Middleton, admired globally for her elegance and grace, found herself fighting a battle far more brutal than any royal duty. From red carpet appearances to hospital hallways, her world shifted overnight. The very poise the public adored became her shield, as she hid unimaginable pain behind carefully chosen words and practiced smiles. Yet, even her composure couldn't protect her or her family from what was to come. It all began with what seemed like a standard medical procedure, an abdominal surgery in early January. At first, doctors believed it was a routine issue, nothing life-threatening. But in the days that followed, tests uncovered a darker truth. Cancer had been quietly growing, hidden beneath the surface. It was a diagnosis that not only stunned Kate, but also shattered the fragile sense of normalcy her family had fought so hard to protect.
It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who have taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful.
Behind closed doors, the impact was immediate and gut-wrenching. Suddenly, the rhythm of royal life stopped. Schedules were cleared, appearances postponed, and the royal household shifted into emergency mode. For William, it wasn't just the news that broke him, it was the way it was delivered, the timing, and the crushing fear of watching his partner, the mother of his children, face a threat neither of them could control. At that moment, everything changed. The roles of prince and princess faded, replaced by those of husband and wife, clinging to each other through one of the darkest chapters of their lives. The diagnosis wasn't just Kate's. It belonged to both of them, weighing heavily on their shared future. Even as the public speculated about Kate's prolonged absence, few could have guessed the storm that had taken hold behind palace doors. Jason Knauf, a former senior aide and trusted confidant of the couple, later gave a rare glimpse into just how deeply this news affected William. During an emotional interview for an Australian documentary, Knauf recalled the phone call that changed everything. The voice on the other end confirmed what they had feared: Kate had cancer.
At this time, I'm also thinking of all those whose lives have been affected by cancer.
And just like that, the world tipped off its axis. Knauf didn't mince words. He said it was the lowest he'd ever seen William. This wasn't a man used to emotional breakdowns, trained from birth to embody strength, dignity, and stoicism. Prince William had always managed to maintain a composed public image. But now, faced with the terrifying possibility of losing Kate, that image began to crack. To make matters worse, this devastating blow came at a time when William was already emotionally vulnerable. His father, King Charles III, had recently been diagnosed with cancer as well. Within weeks, William went from heir to the throne to emotional pillar for two gravely ill family members. The burden was unimaginable. All the while, the public remained in the dark. Rumors circulated about Kate's health, But the truth was far more serious than anyone outside the palace knew. And then, in a rare moment of transparency, the Princess of Wales stepped forward. In a deeply moving video, she revealed the truth about her condition. Her voice was steady, but laced with emotion as she admitted the diagnosis had come as a huge shock. She and William had spent months processing it quietly, choosing to shield their children from the chaos while bracing themselves for the fight ahead. Her words struck a chord around the world. People weren't just moved, they were heartbroken, inspired, and full of questions. How had she carried this weight for so long? How had William managed to stay strong in public while crumbling in private? And then came the moment that shook even the most seasoned royal observers. Prince William was in shock and cried profusely. But what exactly pushed him past the breaking point? Stay tuned. Crumbling in silence. William's grief behind palace doors. The royal family is seen as seemingly immune to the chaos that touches everyday people. But now, behind palace walls, life can come to a crashing halt with just a few words. That's exactly what happened when doctors delivered the chilling diagnosis to Princess Kate: cancer. For most, it would have been a moment of panic. For Kate and William, it was a private nightmare unfolding in a very public life. Despite showing no signs of illness outwardly, Kate was diagnosed with cancer. Doctors, hoping to stop the disease in its tracks, recommended an early start to preventive chemotherapy, a method designed to lower the risk of the cancer spreading or coming back. Though the diagnosis was in its early stages, the gravity of the situation left no room for hesitation. For Kate, accepting chemotherapy was not a simple decision. The treatment itself is known for its harsh effects: nausea, exhaustion, weakened immunity, hair loss, and the general breakdown of physical well-being. But even more painful was the emotional toll. A mother of three, a wife and a woman constantly in the public eye, Kate faced the daunting reality that her world would change, quietly but completely. At 42, doctors considered her young, strong, and otherwise healthy, making her an ideal candidate for a more aggressive preventive approach. Yet no physical strength can fully prepare anyone for the brutal journey of chemotherapy.
My work has always brought me a deep sense of joy, and I look forward to being back when I'm able.
Every dose brings a wave of uncertainty, every treatment a test of resolve. For Kate, it wasn't just about fighting the disease, it was about staying strong for her children, maintaining public silence for as long as she could, and preparing herself for the inevitable questions that would follow her absence. That silence eventually had to break. Kate made the brave choice to share her diagnosis with the world in a solo video message, a vulnerable, deeply human moment. She appeared without Prince William by her side, delivering the news with calm honesty. Her voice, though steady, carried the weight of fear, strength, and quiet courage. That one video changed everything. It wasn't just a message, it was a window into the emotional storm they had been weathering in secret. But what truly struck the public was not just Kate's strength, it was the quiet agony of her husband. Prince William, always seen as composed, steady, and dutiful, was thrown into an emotional whirlwind he had never experienced before. Known for his calm under pressure, William found himself facing fears no title could shield him from. As a husband, the instinct to protect his wife took over. As a father, the thought of his children possibly growing up without their mother tore at his heart. And as a future king, the pressure to maintain appearances added an unbearable.
Okay, no, this one I should be fine. But I did get a bit emotional when I sang it in there, because it's just like, unbelievable venue.
Wait. Those close to him described William as utterly devastated, visibly disoriented, and emotionally wrecked in the days following Kate's diagnosis. The pain was written all over his face. He was often seen pacing in private quarters, skipping meals, and canceling meetings without explanation. One former aide revealed that William, despite his royal training, broke down multiple times in private. He wasn't himself, the aide shared. He couldn't concentrate. He couldn't sleep. He cried openly. It was the most broken I've ever seen him. The weight of the news shattered his usual calm, leaving him in a state of confusion and heartbreak. The man who was groomed from childhood to one day wear the crown found himself drowning in fear, not for himself, but for the woman he loved more than anything. Even the palace staff, typically used to protocol and discretion, couldn't help but notice the shift. The prince, usually polite and engaged, had become quiet and withdrawn. Small talk vanished. Smiles faded. His thoughts were consumed with Kate's health and the uncertain future ahead. What's more, he was trying to keep it together while keeping it away from the children. But how do you hide such a life-altering truth from the people who matter most? Stay with us. Shielding their kids, the royals' secret struggle with Kate's diagnosis. When a storm strikes, some families crumble under its force. Others pull closer, drawing strength from each other to weather the chaos. For Prince William and Princess Catherine, the sudden shock of her cancer diagnosis was more than a medical emergency. It was a test of love, resilience, and above all, parenthood. They weren't just battling fear and uncertainty, they were battling time, privacy, and the weight of being watched by the world. Kate and William's first instinct wasn't to rush into statements or face the media. Their thoughts turned immediately to their 3 young children: Prince George, 11, Princess Charlotte, 9, and little Prince Louis, just 6. How do you explain something so heavy to minds still so young and full of innocence? That question haunted them as they stayed up through sleepless nights, thinking through every word they might say, every tear they might need to wipe away, and every fear they hoped to soften. But as they quietly processed this devastating diagnosis in private, the outside world began to spin out of control. The couple's sudden silence from public events ignited wild speculation. Online forums buzzed with theories, some bizarre, some cruel, and most far from the truth. Was Kate missing? Was she really sick? Why was the palace hiding everything? One royal insider, Jason Knopf, revealed just how heavy the burden became. While trolls typed from behind screens, Kate and William were having tearful, late-night conversations behind closed doors, debating how, when, and even if they should share the diagnosis publicly. And most importantly, how to shield their children from the harsh spotlight long enough to gently prepare them for the truth. For William and Kate, this wasn't just about handling a media firestorm. It was about preserving the emotional innocence of 3 young lives. They chose not to speak out until they could look their children in the eyes and give them an explanation filled with hope rather than fear. That decision came from love, not secrecy. Imagine being George or Charlotte, still navigating school, hobbies, and growing up, all while sensing something was wrong but not knowing what. Children can sense tension in a room, even if no one says a word. The laughter at dinner may sound the same, but the pauses between bites last a little longer. The bedtime kisses might feel a little tighter, the morning smiles more forced. William and Kate were deeply aware of these subtle shifts. They didn't want their children to live in confusion or panic, so they made a deliberate choice to speak honestly but softly. They told them that Mom wasn't feeling well, but she had the best doctors and that she was going to fight with all her strength. They answered questions patiently, avoided frightening details, and reassured them often. Instead of shielding their kids completely, they opened the door to emotional honesty. They created space for tears and questions, made sure bedtime talks were filled with reassurance, and let their children know that every feeling was valid. The royal family, often portrayed as distant and formal, revealed its most human side, one of raw love and fierce protection. During this difficult time, their home transformed. No longer just a royal residence, it became a healing space. Meals were shared with more hugs than usual. Time was set aside for family board games, walks, and quiet cuddles. William and Kate made it their mission to maintain a sense of normalcy, even if the world around them was spinning with speculation. The royal couple manages their pain while trying to ease that of their children. A coping mechanism. How did he personally handle the emotional weight of being both a grieving husband and a protective father? Stay tuned. They're unseen. Coping mechanisms during crisis. Every family has its own way of coping with challenges, and the Cambridges were no different. In the face of Kate's cancer diagnosis, they found strength in maintaining a sense of normalcy. The family leaned on their routine, trying to keep life as steady as possible for their children. Playdates, school activities, and family outings became their lifelines, offering stability in a time filled with uncertainty. These familiar activities gave the kids a sense of security, offering them comfort during such a trying period. Humor played a vital role in their healing process. Picture Prince William cracking a light-hearted joke on a particularly difficult day to ease the tension. Laughter became their emotional balm, a reminder that joy could still exist, even when life felt overwhelming. By finding humor in the small moments, they were able to stay grounded and keep their spirits lifted. Along with laughter, they celebrated even the smallest victories, whether it was a successful doctor's appointment or a good day at school. These small triumphs, scattered among the harder days, became anchors of hope in a turbulent time. As a family, they also relied heavily on their extended family for support. The royal family, often viewed as a rigid institution, proved to be a source of emotional and practical help. Grandparents, aunts, and uncles rallied around Kate, offering not just their love and comfort, but also stepping in to assist with daily responsibilities. This deep sense of community within the royal family was essential to the couple's ability to stay strong. It was a reminder to them that, despite the challenges they faced, they were not alone. But what about the pressure of being in the public eye? The Cambridges found themselves walking a delicate tightrope. On one hand, they had the opportunity to raise awareness about important health issues, using their platform to shed light on Kate's journey. On the other hand, they were constantly under the scrutinizing gaze of the public, forced to navigate the intense media frenzy. This relentless pressure from the media made it difficult for them to find peace. William and Kate were careful about the information they shared. They understood that their story could resonate with many, and by opening up about their experiences, they could offer hope and spark conversations about the importance of early detection and treatment in battling cancer. Their decision to share parts of their story allowed them to connect with other families facing similar struggles. By opening up, they humanized the issue of cancer, making it more relatable and less stigmatized. But despite their best efforts, the media's unyielding curiosity meant they could never truly shield their private lives. Rumors and speculation ran rampant, and stories were often fabricated. While the couple managed to maintain a level of privacy, the constant media attention was draining. However, they remained focused on what mattered most: their family and their well-being, keeping public opinion at bay. Balancing personal life with public expectations is something many can relate to, but how do you cope when the pressure is overwhelming? For the Cambridges, it was a delicate balancing act, but one they handled with grace and determination. With Kate stepping back from her royal duties to focus on her health, Prince William stayed by her side through every challenging moment. Unbreakable bonds, the power of family support. During crisis, the royal family, known for their composed public image, faced a deeply personal and challenging time behind the grand walls of Kensington Palace. As Kate Middleton battled cancer, Prince William and her family worked tirelessly to shield their children from the harsh realities of the situation, ensuring that they felt safe and loved during a time of uncertainty. The couple's priority was clear: maintaining a sense of normalcy for their young children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Amid the weight of the diagnosis, the family leaned on their close-knit bonds, offering each other unwavering support. King Charles and Queen Camilla expressed immense pride in Kate's bravery, with the king acknowledging her strength as she publicly addressed her condition. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle also reached out with their heartfelt well wishes, calling for privacy and healing. Despite the months of silence from Kate, the public's initial concern shifted into wild speculation. But once the truth was revealed, the response was one of shock and heartbreak.
My work has always brought me a deep sense of joy, and I look forward to being back when I'm able.
Kate Middleton, long seen as the epitome of grace and resilience, was facing a fierce battle that would require all of her strength. In respect of Kate's privacy, the details of her diagnosis and treatment remained largely confidential. a decision that allowed her to navigate this journey under constant scrutiny. A statement from Buckingham Palace later revealed Kate's gratitude for her medical team and the immense love and support she had received. Her words conveyed strength, but there was also an unmistakable burden, one that her family shouldered alongside her during the challenging times. Throughout it all, Prince William stood by Kate's side, offering more than just emotional support.
Then they called the last minute, parents' face, and
He provided practical help, ensuring that she never felt isolated. His strength and reliability allowed Kate to focus on her recovery, with her deep appreciation for his unwavering presence evident in her own words. The couple's bond grew even stronger as they navigated this together, with Kate often turning to William to help process the emotional weight of the situation. Kate's children, though young, also played a pivotal role in her recovery. Their love and comfort became a vital source of strength for their mother. Prince William and Kate carefully explained the situation to their children in a way that was age-appropriate, reassuring them that their mother would be okay. Their focus on maintaining normalcy through playdates and daily routines helped offer moments of joy amidst the overwhelming darkness of illness. Despite the tough times, Kate found purpose in caring for her children, who, in turn, offered her immense emotional support. In addition to her immediate family, Kate's parents, Carol and Michael, along with her siblings Pippa and James, stood as pillars of support. Known for their close-knit family dynamic, the Middletons were by Kate's side every step of the way, providing both emotional and practical assistance. Their presence ensured that Kate could focus on her health without the added stress of day-to-day responsibilities, proving that a strong family foundation is indispensable during times of crisis. Kate's situation also garnered an outpouring of support from people across the globe. Tributes and well-wishes poured in from every corner of the world, showing the immense impact Kate had on others. This global display of compassion highlighted her strong connection to the public and the way her resilience had inspired so many. With her family surrounding her and the world cheering her on, Kate was able to focus on her recovery, knowing that she wasn't alone in her fight. From diagnosis to advocacy, Kate's powerful message. Kate Middleton's courageous decision to openly discuss her cancer diagnosis has earned her admiration worldwide, not only for her remarkable strength and resilience, but also for her commitment to inspiring others. Her journey has highlighted the significance of vulnerability, showing that, in the face of adversity, sharing our struggles can create deeper connections with others. Kate's openness has become a powerful reminder that even in our toughest moments, there's strength in facing our fears and acknowledging our weaknesses. Through this experience,
What it is.
exactly, and how we can support not only ourselves but each other as well.
Kate has gained a new outlook on life, one that places great value on the simple, often overlooked moments we tend to take for granted. Both Kate and Prince William have come to appreciate the importance of love, connection, and being present with those we care about. As she reflects on the challenges they've faced together, Kate has realized how precious those small, fleeting moments truly are. In addition to sharing her personal experience, Kate has offered words of encouragement to others battling cancer. In a heartfelt statement, she urged those facing similar struggles to never lose hope. Her message has brought comfort and inspiration to countless individuals worldwide, reinforcing the idea that even in the darkest times, solidarity and shared strength can provide light. As Kate continues her recovery, she has learned to embrace patience, especially when dealing with uncertainty. "I am learning how to be patient," she shared, acknowledging the emotional and physical toll her journey has taken. For Kate, recovery has become a daily process of listening to her body, embracing each day, and giving herself the time she needs to heal. Despite the ongoing nature of her recovery, Kate remains devoted to her royal duties and family life. With the support of Prince William, her children, and her family, she continues to find strength. Her focus now is on staying cancer-free and moving forward with hope and determination. What do you think of Kate Middleton's decision to share her diagnosis with the public? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.